Hi everyone, today we are going to have an unboxing of an Abyss AB1266. This bad boy's been around for quite some time now. This is the latest version. It's the Phi TC, and it's now currently comes in a cardboard box. It looks like this, and of course it'll have a label on it with the model and the serial number. And let's open this thing up and show you what it looks like. So we got our handy dandy blade here, and we'll just carefully cut through with the tape. Done there. Take a look. It's got inside the Abyss logo and all kinds of printing, color printing with the 1266. So the easiest way to get this thing out is upside down. We'll slide her out the box. Take the box out, and you'll notice, again, looking inside the box, it's got printing with an AB1266 in there and some wild, funky design. Set the box on the side. You take it out, you have a stock, this is the stock 1266 cable along with a 1/4-inch adapter. We'll get to that in a minute. And of course, here's the box. It says Abyss on top. It's a magnetic box. We will just unlatch it, open it up. And inside this is the standard version, AB1266. So inside is the headphone in a bag. It's in its case. Take that out. You'll notice inside we have a serial card, which comes with every AB1266 ever made. It's laser engraved aluminum. It shows the serial number, and on the back contains warranty information if you'd like to read it. There's also a guitar pick, an Abyss guitar pick included in here, which is you can use to play guitar with, or you can use it to change or deal with modifying the headband. The headband has flat screws in it, and for fun, we supply you with a guitar pick, which allows you to unscrew a flat blade screw, or you can use a screwdriver. There's also a quick start guide, shows how to hook up the cables, and on the back has places to link to for more information on this model, instructions, accessories, things like that. So have a peek at that when you get a chance. All right, so on to the headphone. Okay, so in here, the headphone, it's wrapped up in plastic. We'll take the tape off. Open her up, remove it from the bag. This is has a stitched, embroidered, old school Abyss logo on here on a velvet bag. And we'll slip this off. And inside is the shipping foam that the headphone comes in. Just remove that, and you'll see that it contains the ear pads left, right on either side, the headphone itself. Bags drop off, and you have your Abyss AB1266. And it's on the top. You'll see that it has an embossed Abyss logo. And be careful. One thing to warn on an AB1266 is the slots here are where the speaker is. Whatever you do, don't ever poke or get anything inside these slots. You want to avoid them, doing anything with them, because inside's a very fine mesh. It's designed to protect the driver, but it is very delicate. It allows for maximum sound quality. It's very invisible to acoustics, but it's also extremely fragile. So whatever you do, don't put anything, don't wipe inside the slots, don't get anything in those slots to damage that. Beyond that, this thing's built like a tank. We've run it over with a Jeep before, and the reality of it is you're not going to damage this headphone as long as you stay away from the speaker. So from here, we'll take the ear pads out of the box, out of the package. They come sealed in plastic. They're actually physically sealed. We got two of them, obviously, one for the left, one for the right. Move the packaging off to the side here. Ear pad time. So we've got the two ear pads, and they're sealed in the bag, so we physically have to tear this bag open. So pick your spot to get at it. Put them open here. Peel them out. And these are the current 1266 come with these latest generation earpads, which we call hybrid. They have a ultra suede or very soft layer that sits against your face. The outside is a perforated lambskin. The interior is a solid lambskin for acoustics. And they're beautifully made. We make these earpads here in-house. They're made in the USA. And you'll see the magnetic ring is highly customized for this headphone. We have custom magnets and all kinds of goodies that make this thing feel and fit real nice to the headphone. So to put them on, the usual starting point is a little trickier on this one. There is actually a seam on these earpads. The seam actually shows you the shortest height of the earpad. If you look at the earpads from a side profile, you'll see they're beveled or angled. So one side of it has a lower depth, shallower depth than the other side. So this seam signifies where the minimum depth is. It's the same on all of these earpads. So left, right is exactly the same. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the seam to line up a beginning or a starting point. And normally what you're shooting for is the thickest part of the earpad is going to wind up at the lower, behind your ear, down at the bottom by your earlobe. That's usually where you want this part to be. And we've had people have all kinds of different ideas in fitment and the way it feels comfortable on their head, so by all means experiment. But we'll start with that. So usually to get that around the thickest part at the bottom of your ear, let's look at which is left, right. On the headphone, there's an L and an R on what we call the D-clips, or where the headband hangs off of or suspends from. So it's engraved with a machine. So it'll say right on one side or R, L on the other. The other way to tell which is left and right or which is front and back is the cable will always come out or extend out from forward toward the front of your body or front of your shoulders. So when you're wearing the headphone, you'll see that there's a slight angle at which way these come out, and you want to have the cable draping forward. The third way to tell is the Abyss logo on top. When you're holding the headphone in your hands, you'll be able to read ABYSS. It reads the way that it goes on your head. So it makes it easier to tell. So let's go ahead and we'll put these earpads on. So I usually start with the right side, I guess maybe because I'm right-handed, but holding the right-hand side and the earpad, this seam is going to go around 11 o'clock. These earpads are completely have multiple positions they can rotate through. And what you're going to do is note that on each of these, what we call the speaker baffle or the face of the speaker, the headphone, there are screws, 6 screws. And those screws will latch in or lock into the notches on this earpad. Shoot for having this stitch seam on the earpad around the 11 o'clock position while you're looking at this right side. And so we're going to go for that. We're going to put that around 11 o'clock. And we're going to take a peek. While looking at this, you'll see that you'll try to fit the screw into the notch on the plastic magnetic ring all the way around the headphone. So when it's in and done, it should sit flush like that. And you could see the tiny silver screw heads in the notches of the earpad. And to adjust this, which some people like to have a different fitment, you can remove it and go one notch to the left or one notch to the right, or should I say clockwise or counterclockwise, and readjust it for fitment. We'll do the same on the left side, only because it's a mirror image, it's not 11 o'clock, it's more like 1 o'clock. But basically what you're going to do is line up the seams on the earpads so they're in the same position. So when you look at the headphone like this, you'll see the first seam, first one we put on 11 is here, and we will just place this one to line with that too, and clip it on. Once you do this a few times, you get used to it. It's pretty easy to pull the earpads out, but most people aren't changing earpads too often, so it's not really an issue with this headphone. Once they're on, they're pretty much going to stay on. And that's what the headphone looks like with its earpads installed. Okay, so now we will install the cable. So we'll set this off to the side here, get the cable out of the package. This is a stock cable. The stock length is 8 feet or about 2.4 meters. It's been like that ever since this headphone came out. Seems to be an average popular length for majority of people. You can optionally order or ask for a longer length than this. It's possible to do that, and it's possible to custom order a AB1266 with a custom length stock cable. While we're on the topic of cables, we do also have a complete version of the AB1266, which comes with a upgraded cable set and upgraded cable adapter, and a leather carry case and a few other accessories. So bottom line, there is a possibility to order this as what we call the AB1266 complete set that pretty much comes with the best of the best in the kit. All right, so to hook the cable up, what we're looking at here is these are mini 3-pin XLR connectors. The left and right is noted by color. The right is red. It's got a red band right here. And the black is left. The easy way I remember in right is right and red start with R. So that's the easy way to remember. Just the color R is red for right. And so again, we'll look for on the headphone the right side, which again, the cable will drape forward toward your head, or it'll say R here underneath the head where the headband hangs. And note that on these mini connectors, there's a little push pin button here that basically pushes in a little tab here that locks, these connectors lock into the jack. On the bottom of the headphone, there's a 3-pin mini XLR jack on either side. So the left speaker has its own cable and the right speaker has its own cable. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take the R for the right and go to plug it in. This black tab will face to the outside of the speaker or the headphone all the time. And you just push it, wiggle it a little bit until you hear a little click and it sits flush. And this is now connected in the headphone. It should go in pretty easy. It's not difficult. If it's not going in, you've got to make sure this is aligned so that this black push tab is facing directly out. To disconnect this cable, you push in this little button on the connector, give it a little wiggle, and it comes out. So it's pretty easy to plug the cables in and out anytime. We'll do the same thing with the other side. However, something to note is because this cable is designed with dual cables, it's totally separate, left, right, going all the way to the amplifier. What you're best to do, like I'm trying to do here, is lay out the cable, extend it outward on the floor or wherever in front of you. And so now you know pretty much where the cable is going to lay. If you get these things twisted or whatever, and then you go to plug it in a headphone, you'll have to redo it. So you want the cable to lay so that it's all kind of even here, and you know the lines come even. And you'll find that ultimately this other button here will kind of face outward on this side, and we'll do the same thing. We'll just plug it in on this side till it clicks, till it's in all the way, and it's done. So now we have dual cables coming out of the headphone, facing forward, and it's ready to go on ahead. All right, so just also to note, this headphone also comes with a female 4-pin to a 1/4-inch adapter. The stock cable will always come with a male 4-pin XLR. This headphone is fairly demanding for power amplification. So what you'll find is that most people are running desktop amplifiers with the AB1266. So the stock connector is always a 4-pin. This connector is fully balanced, so it's easy to adapt this connector to any other connector style. And we include a 1/4-inch adapter. Others are available. We can supply a 4.4 millimeter and so on. And there's many aftermarket companies that make, cable companies that make adapters for stuff like this. So it's easy to change this if you're not running a 4-pin XLR. Okay, so let's get back to the next up here. We've covered the adapter. We've covered the contents. Let's talk about fitment. Now, the AB1266 in the past, with the old style ear pads, which these are not, were a challenge for some to learn fitment, and really everybody. Some people catch on in a few days, a few weeks. That's no longer an issue with this new style ear pad. These new pads reverse that whole process. Fitment is easier, and it's a matter of just understanding the adjustments. And once you get past the adjustments on this, and you own these for a while and care to experiment, they'll reward you handsomely with what the capabilities are. One of the examples of this, for example, is this headphone doesn't clamp like a normal headphone does. There is a fixed screw in the middle, which is not adjustable, not removable, that allows the two halves of the headphone to be wiggled and pulled out to separate for wider heads. So we're actually separating the distance between the ear pads, or pushed in for smaller heads. So it offers a pretty good range of adjustment. We've been doing this. This headphone's been around for over a decade, so we've got it down. And this will fit any head. It'll look silly on a child because it's so big, but it'll work fine on any adult. And it is quite adjustable. This top screw also allows you to tow the headphone in or out. All right, and you don't want to force it. It has limitations, and it'll stop you if you try to go too far. But as you adjust this width, you'll also find that you could tow in and out. And what you're going to be doing is you're going to be taking this on the top of your head, doing this while it's on the top of your head to maximize your comfort and to adjust for sound. And I'll show you how this goes. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the headphone, and obviously the best thing, usually what I suggest, is you're going to start all the way out. So you're going to maximize its width. Unless you have a known small head, maybe not. But I'd suggest go all the way out with it. Put the headphone on your head, all right? Move it around. Figure out where the best spot is. And on a brand new headphone, the headband and the suspension of the headband is a little bit stiffer than normal. If you hang it on a really good headphone stand or something for a few days, it'll level out, it'll average out to its position, but just wearing it over the course of time will do that too. So you'll find that you want to take the headphone and adjust it a little bit. And the only adjustment is really to move it around. The headband will give and will allow you to place it where you want. Now, from there, you'll find some people find this fitment's too loose, or it doesn't feel comfortable to you, or whatever reason. You're accustomed to having a clamp force. That's okay. Get used to it being looser. This headphone will actually sound better with a loose fit. This headphone does not need the clamp, does not need to create a seal in order for it to sound good. The beauty of the AB1266 is its ability for you to adjust it and adapt to your listening style, your tastes, your music, and your head shape. And once you get used to it and accustomed to the various options that it allows you to go through, it's so unique compared to the other headphone. You'll love it. So with these current stock pads, they fit pretty well. They'll seal pretty much everywhere around your head. You don't have much to think about. Moving about back and forth, forward and backward might change the acoustic perspective a little bit, but nowhere near as compared to an older version 1266 with the older style ear pad. So if you've heard about, people going through a lot of trouble with fitment and so on in the past, these are a breeze. Putting them on, they work. Where you can experiment with fitment on this is to change the sound stage and the overall sound character, and we'll get to that in a little bit. So now that they're on my head, I've got them full out adjusted. That tends to be my preferred wear case. If you want them a little tighter or tow them in or out, here's your chance to do it while it's on your head, and you want to do it to comfort. So where we set these ear pads, being at 11 o'clock and 1 o'clock or whatever, one way to figure out how you like your ear pads is you tow in, you tow out, you can tilt the headphone forward, you can tilt the headphone backward. And what you're trying to do is find where on your head shape this thickest portion feels most comfortable. Everyone's head's different. So what we do is we allow you to have the adjustability here. It's not a flat ear pad. It's curved, it's beveled for a reason. So, what you're trying to do is, obviously, these are very soft ear pads. They're a memory foam. They give. They won't, even with clamping force, they won't hurt or anything like that. So, but what you're trying to do usually is, with this headphone, is you want to try to get it a loose a fit as possible, all right? And then rotate it in and out, tow it in and out, so that you're basically getting everything. The pressure is even all around. There's like almost no pressure anywhere. And let the headphone float a little bit. If you see if I move my head around a little bit, it moves a little bit, that's really where this headphone wants to be for best sound. And of course, you could take it either extreme on your own if you wanted to. Some people have found that the position of this seam works better at this position, like 9 o'clock, 3 o'clock. So by all means, take the ear pad off. It's magnetic. Rotate it. The way to find that out, if you like in a different position, is just rotate the headphone like this on your head, forward or back. So once you get the positioning in place, you basically are gonna learn how to just plug it in the amp and enjoy it. Let it play for 100 hours or so. Let everything break in. Get your brain accustomed to the acoustics of this new headphone. It's different than many other headphones. You'll find that it's very speaker-like in its sonic character. It sounds like you're listening with the band in a room, which is really awesome. It has one of the widest, hugest sound stages, but yet it's very accurate where placement is with instruments and images within the stage. So have fun with it. It's an amazing tool as a headphone, and it really does mimic a pair of high-end speakers with subwoofers in a room. There are plenty of options out there nowadays in terms of gear that mates with this headphone. A lot of people love tube amplifiers with it. Some of the options we have on our website, if you check abyssheadphones.com and take a look at some of our favorite amplifiers, which we happen to sell. But yeah, nowadays there's plenty of options. You're looking for a more powerful amp that's designed for headphones, and a good source if you can get it. These headphones will scale with the level of gear you purchase for them. If you start with something that's lower end, or maybe more, what should we say, affordable, they'll play fine. But you'll find that as you increase the quality and the level of the gear, if you do it through months or years or whatever the case may be, this headphone will continue to impress you with its resolution and capability. So, don't chintz on it. If you can afford good gear, ask your dealer, contact us. We're here to help you. We'll help you figure out what's best for your use case, and go from there. That's it for unboxing the AB1266 Phi TC. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Take care of yourselves.